Hello everyone and welcome to another video. For today's weapon, we have another classic, the Boltor Prime. This weapon has been around for a long time, so yeah, let's get right to it. Oh wait, before that, a small disclaimer, my builds are basic and pretty simple, so if you're not happy with the way I present my weapons or how I build it, that's fine. You're all entitled to your own opinion. I'm just saying that I'm only showing this to give you an idea on what to do. Not necessarily meaning that I'm the best, nor is this the perfect build, so keep that in mind. Now with that out of the way, let's check the builds. First, these builds of mine require 5 Forma. A bit expensive sadly, but that's because the weapon came with a V and a D polarity, but I changed it into a V, giving it more options. So for the stats of the weapon, the accuracy is pretty good, a 50-50. Next we have a critical chance of, well, 12, and a standard critical multiplier. The critical chance is pretty good, but sadly the multiplier is pretty, it's there, it's just not as great. Fire rate is good, magazine size is 60, so you don't have to reload that often. But the reload itself is 2.4, which is pretty slow, sadly. But you can fix that by taking cover or other stuff. Status chance of the weapon is pretty darn good. I'd say one of the best. Impact and puncture, and as you can see, it mainly does puncture damage, which is good against armored units. And of course, no slash damage. But don't be fooled. It doesn't mean the weapon is bad. But I will let you be the judge of that. And the best way to test it out is, first off, no mods, and against one of the toughest in the game, the Corrupted Heavy Gunner. Not the strongest in the whole game, but just strong enough because of their heavy armor, and of course level 140, just so they can have, well, more health. So let's test it out. Now as you can see with the weapon, there's no recoil. Despite the high fire rate, there's no recoil, or at least not a huge one. Meaning you can land some pretty good headshots from far away too. Projectiles have a travel time, of course. Let's say, oh sorry. Yes, they have a travel time, but it's not as bad. So that's always good to know. So with this in mind, let's move on to the standard build. Standard builds are mods that are easy to acquire, or rather common to acquire, and not expensive to level up. So keep that in mind. First off, we have Serration, which is a mandatory mod for every primary weapon. You cannot make a build without this mod. Well, as of now. Next, we have Split Chamber, which offers more multi-shot. Then we have, well, Vigilante Armaments, which gives you more multi-shot and a 5% chance to enhance critical hits from primary weapons. Then for excuse me, the elemental side, since the status is very high, we have Infected Clip, gives us 90% toxin, and Stormbringer, which gives us 90% electricity. Combined electricity and poison, you get corrosive damage. Corrosive damage is very effective against armored units, and since the weapon has puncture damage, you can imagine how effective that is. And just to add to the status, we have Malignant Force, High Voltage, the 60-60 mods, and Rhyme Rounds, just to add some cold in there, just to freeze them while you're hitting them. And since the status is combined, you get 95.2%. An almost guarantee of a status, which is always welcome. So here we go. See that? Pretty good. Even if I cost one clip, it's still a good weapon. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, if you kill someone with this weapon, their bodies will fly away or get pinned to the walls. Which is kind of funny, actually. And since they're flying, as the body flies, if it goes through another enemy, there's a chance that your bolts will injure someone, which is pretty cool. Admittedly, it doesn't look that impressive to some, but on lower levels, this weapon is pretty good, especially if you have a Riven or something. Now let's test it out in live combat. The purpose of live combat, basically to show how effective it is, and when they're standing still, you get bonus damage. So here's a sample of how it is to use it. And I'm not turning on invincibility because, like I said, I have to show how effective the weapon is. So here we go. And it makes the video interesting. Okay, sorry. Ignore my terrible aim. If I had better accuracy, you can tell that the weapon would have killed that person sooner. Of course, if you're not satisfied with, let's say, the status build. You don't want status. Well, you could replace it with let's say with shred. Or point strike, which gives us more critical chance, or vital sense, which increases critical damage. Either way, this V gives you more options. But for now, for the sake of simplicity, we'll stick with this. Next, we'll move on to the viral build. Viral builds are what you'd expect. Oh, sorry. Let me just one second. Okay, now we have a viral build. Viral builds are, they attack the health of the enemy instead of the armor. So it's good against all factions. By the way, I added vigilante supplies because it gives you more ammunition, and it gives you a 10% chance of enhancing critical hits thanks to this mod right here. But in case any of you are still lost, the details about the weapon and the key mods used will be in the description as usual. Also, the advantages and disadvantages of having this weapon will also be in the description. That way, since my explanations usually suck, you can have a better view in the description. So yeah, moving on. Now, since we're in a viral build, usually a good opponent would be the Corpus, because the Corpus have shields, but that doesn't matter since poison damage can go through shields. There we go. Now if we go to live combat, and they're dead. It's a bit weird that despite the high mastery rank requirement for this weapon, it's an average bolter. But I don't know. Like I said, it could be my builds that are wrong. But yeah, if you don't have vigilante supplies, you could replace it with fast hands right here. It can give you more reload speed, which is always welcome, especially if you, well, wanna keep shooting. Or, oh wait, no, this is an expensive mod right here. Never mind. But yeah, you can replace it with fast hands, if you have it. Now let's move on to the expensive builds. Expensive builds are what you'd expect. Mods that are rare and more expensive to level up. More costly. But I can assure you, once you do level it up, you will have good results. Or at least in my experience. So here we go. Not much change, or not a lot of change actually, apart from heavy caliber. Now, heavy caliber, you suffer accuracy, but you can get 165% more damage. Now, sadly, this mod cannot be farmed from an enemy. You can only get it from derelict missions. So yeah, let's test it out. Oh wait, what build am I in? Sorry. Oh, I'm in a viral build. Oops. Let's go back to sick corrosive for now. And this time I'll be combining it with my Warframe powers. This weapon right here requires a certain synergy. And oops, I don't have energy. It really depends on how you use the weapon. It's still pretty good. Do I recommend this weapon for the end game? Probably not. Because if you require a weapon to kill them fast, this is not the weapon. It's mostly, well, damage, but yeah. I don't know. It's up to you. If you don't have heavy caliber. Oh wait, before that, sorry. Let me go to a viral build. Ah, my god. Sorry for the messy video. Let's see. Okay. Live again. And voila! And since this weapon has some impact damage to it, it's very good in destroying shields. So, a little bonus there. Okay, as I was saying, if you don't have heavy caliber for the expensive build, you could replace it with Prime Shred, which gives you more punch through and fire rate. You can get this from Barricadier, but if you don't want that, you can put Argon Scope, which gives you more critical chance. Or just, what's a good replacement? No. Yeah, either these two, or just plain point strike. It's up to you really. Or a hunter mod. Either way, your options are open. You could unlock this, but it's a bit more expensive. So I personally don't unlock this unless it's a favorite weapon of mine. And it's too expensive to unlock it. And I'm a cheapskate, so there's that. But if you do unlock it, you have more options at least, so that's always good. And I believe that's the best way to end the video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope, as usual, this video helps even if my explanation is a bit butchered with each video. But yeah, hit the like button and subscribe if you're interested. It really helps the channel out. And as usual, I'll see you in the next episode.